The Department of National Defense has been doing some work in a well-known recreational hotspot. That spot's name is the Blair Rifle Range. It's a forested area in North Vancouver, located between Mount Seymour Parkway, Northlands Drive, and the Northlands Golf Course. It's a place known for hiking and mountain biking, but back in the 1930s, it was used by the Canadian Armed Forces for military training, and that training involved explosives, some of which remain there untouched.
I've heard them exploding munitions when they found them. So I think everyone in the community has heard the bangs.
That's Donna Sakuta, the executive director at the BC Labour Heritage Centre in Burnaby. She says there's a lot of rich history surrounding the range, starting with its creation, going all the way back to the Great Depression. That's when Donna learned that the range had once been used as an unemployed relief camp.
Single unemployed men who were destitute, had nowhere to go, were living on the streets, living wherever they could, and they were basically incarcerated in these relief camps at, I think it was 132 locations across the country. And they were put to work for very little money. And they served as essentially a form of slave labor to build the rifle range for the military.
So this rifle range has what the Defense Department calls unexploded explosive ordnances, or UXOs, some of which didn't always function as intended. Some of those UXOs are still there and can be dangerous if disturbed. In 2018, they found 5 mortar shells and a grenade.
I also used to live quite close to the rifle range lines, so we're kind of early on in that unexploded ordnance process with the DND. I actually heard them exploding one out my back window.
Cooper Quinn is the former president of the North Shore Mountain Bike Association. They maintain trails all across North Shore, including those on the Blair Rifle Range. Recently, the Defense Department said they are extending their search until the end of March 2026, and select trails will be closed on a rotating basis while they work. But Cooper isn't worried.
That's kind of how they started their search, was on what would be probably the heaviest use portions of the network there, where people would be most likely to encounter these explosives. And so they scanned along those trail networks. And then since then, in those subsequent years, as you know, they've been kind of expanding that outward. So we don't have any major concern.
The Department of Defense told CBC that the trails in Blair Rifle Range are safe for recreation, but they're still encouraging everyone to use good judgment. They advise staying on designated trails and ask that people refrain from digging or making campfires in the area. If you see something that looks like it may be an explosive, don't touch it. Turn around and leave the same way you came, and call 911. But for now, the search continues.
That's a lot of property to search. There's a lot of trees that have grown up. I can't imagine that you can do a proper search without removing the vegetation cover. So I suspect it will continue to take time.
For the early edition, I'm Dannielle Piper.